Reacting to my big opinion is a man that knows the royals better than most. Former bodyguard to Princess Diana and best-selling author and commentator Ken Wharfe. Hi Ken, great to see you.
Mark, good evening.
You've avoided the rain. You've got some kind of genius timing.
Well, yeah, thanks to the GB News crew. Yes, brilliant.
Well, look, it's great to have you here, and the atmosphere out there is electric.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, listen, it's building up, I think, as you rightly just said there in your introduction, to be, an amazing event. I mean, I was listening to the news earlier this evening. This is the biggest public order event that Scotland Yard have ever held, with over 11,000 police officers on duty. So, all the skeptics saying, well, what if things go wrong? I think, to be quite frank with you, the expertise that has been with the Yard for so many years now, given, the late Queen's funeral last year, all these ceremonial events that run yearly anyway, and all the other major weddings, etc., that have happened. I think the Met and the Security Service are in a very good position here to make this a great day. But, it is, as you said in your introduction, here's a man that was the Prince of Wales for so long, always the king in waiting. And this is his moment. And, the critics are very active to say, well, yes, he will, he won't, or whatever. But I do think, and I agree with you, that I think that the country now needs someone like him, with all his ideas, particularly with climate change. I agree with you, although in a way I'm actually rather sceptical as to how he might play this one, because he's so vehemently, keen to bring this about. But as you say, politically, it might be a problem. So actually, who does he do? Who does he give this to act on his behalf? And this is where the Prince of Wales now comes into play with William. I think, this is a role that I think he could challenge and take on and represent and carry out his father's ideas.
But will he want to do his bidding for his father, particularly given that the net zero agenda is contentious? I mean, it's a political issue. Some people are concerned, obviously, that there's the scientific view that the planet's heating up, that we've got to get the carbon emissions down. But any policies to tackle that are going to affect people's lives. They'll affect the economy. They'll affect perhaps our freedoms. That's not the domain of a king or even a Prince of Wales, is it?
Well, no, it's not. Well, actually, he has an idea, Mark. I mean, he believes, like all of us, that there is a problem here. You cannot be a denier. I mean, there is a problem with this planet now because of all that's happening to it. We have dates set in the diary that we have this sort of zero, commitment. But in fact, nothing seems really to be happening, and there's no one seems to be driving that initiative.
But do you really want a king doing that?
No, I'm not saying he will,
or
but
even a Prince of Wales.
Well, I think anyone that can actually put light into this, anyone that can make something happen, then it's worth it. Because who else is going to do this? That's
our elected politicians, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole point. They're not doing that. And I think that what the king has through his son, through William, has the sort of publicity, has that stature, has that audience to make it work. We know that. Look at what he said before as the Prince of Wales. He wasn't wrong so many years ago when he made these points. So anyway, I do think that.
But isn't that the point, that the role of king is different to Prince of Wales? I mean, wasn't the genius of the Queen a woman that you knew well on a personal level? You held her in very high regard. Her genius is that we did not know what she thought when she was monarch, at least.
No, that's an era that's naturally gone. That's moved on. It's past. We're now moving into a new monarchy with a king that has been fighting through all his entire life as the Prince of Wales, and with all these challenges that he firmly believes in. He's not going to give it up, as you rightly point out. He said that I'd be an idiot to suddenly start speaking out, but there's a direction he can actually move that forward in a way to still give it the momentum, so that we actually don't lose sight of this. Because I firmly believe that William could be the right person, the convener here, to move his ideas forward.
So you know the family intimately well, and you served them so well, of course, as Diana's bodyguard, and you were a bodyguard to their children, to William and Harry as well. Can you tell me about how the family will be feeling on the eve of this coronation? Because yes, it's a moment for the country, but it's a moment for this group of people as well. Charles is a grandfather and a father and a brother.
Well, I think that the family, I mean, him, his new wife, the Queen Consort, William and Harry, and then his brothers and sisters. I mean, it hasn't changed. We know that he wants to trim this down. but he doesn't want to lose its popularity.
Did you notice how Anne pushed back on the idea of a slimmed-down monarchy?
I did see that. Quite what she was thinking. I don't know what she means by that.
Right? She said, "Oh, a slimmed-down monarchy doesn't sound like a very good idea to me."
Well, I think when you slim down, I think we have a few sort of aged royals in there. I mean, the great Duke of Kent, who I had the pleasure of working with for many years, and his sister, the Norfolks, and so forth. I think what the king is looking at is the sort of at the end of their time, perhaps, we'll move it forward and change, and to trim that numbers down.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair comment.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, Ken, I'm delighted we've got you for the hour. No better man to help us with our pre-match coverage.